Hello and welcome to Wjzz Cool TV, Beauty in the D, where we air live every Saturday from 1 to 2. Want to give some shout outs to our sponsors. Mina Martinez, who handles all of my social media marketing, and also to Giovanni McCall, also known as the Short Hair Slayer. So today in the room we have Miss Miranda Mara Bartel, who is a past president of our Greater Detroit Realtors Association, also a board member for our Detroit Land Bank, and also a broker and a real estate agent. So thank you so much for being here today.
And thank you for having me today, Stephanie. I definitely appreciate it. I know we have a lot to talk about, so I'm not going to ramble on too much. I know we have another guest because, I have a mouth for gabbing. My major is communications anyway, so, I know always how to, get what I need to say out quickly or very long. I could be long-winded too.
Well, that's what we love about you because you always have good, powerful things to say. So this show today, we're going to talk about the wonderful organization that we're a part of, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which was founded in 1947. And we have this huge event coming up next month, and we need everybody there because we're talking about black farmers.
We're talking about black farmers and black clergy. And the nut in the shell is for people, and not only just people, black people, to understand how important it is to occupy land and what they could do with that land. Land is not only for building on. Land is for sharecropping or just cropping, period. You could do an urban farms, you could do whatever kind of farming that you want to do on that land. And, you got to know the resources.
Absolutely.
You got to understand and know how to get the land if you want the land also. Because Detroit Land Bank, Wayne County Land Bank has the most land here, period. Okay?
Yes.
So with all this land that we currently have right now between the two banks, Detroit Land Bank and Wayne County Land Bank, people must understand how to grasp and get that land.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because there's rules and regulations, but not only that, there's an opportunity to get more than 8 parcels. But of course, you have to get approval through the city. And if you don't know that, then you will not know.
And the average person doesn't know that.
They don't know that. And so, it's going to be a great opportunity with this event that we're going to be putting on October the 5th over at WC3, the West Campus. And I just think it's going to be phenomenal, a lot of information. And it's really going to align up with our organization, although we have always been talking about democracy and housing.
Yes.
Making sure that we have a fair opportunity to purchase homes, but honestly, it's about land too. It's about the land.
Because they're not making no more land.
No.
They're not making any more land.
Exactly.
And I had no idea that we had so many black farmers. Well, as you all can see, we have a new guest who has just joined the conversation. Ms. Tanisha Wilson, who is the owner and founder of Cosmopolitan Realty, as well as Essence Title Services. And we cannot forget about her social club, The Other Place. So tell our community hello.
President.
And I'm sorry, and our past, one of our immediate past presidents for Greater Detroit Realtors Association, since that's what we're talking about, Realtors Talk today.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, so thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here with you and as well as with Madam Miranda. I'm thankful to be out in this beautiful weather
It is.
and to be on your show and tell people about all the resources and things we got coming up.
Yes, so you powerful ladies have just inspired me and continue to do so, to do great things. It's good to have a good circle. This is a good circle right here. So as you came in, we were talking about the Black Farmers Initiative event that's coming up next
so
month on
excited
October
about
the
that.
5th.
Like she raised up, she said,
Right.
I'm so
Very
excited about
excited
that.
because this is new for us.
It is.
Yes,
That's what
it
she was
is.
just saying.
We always do things with home ownership,
Yes,
but we really have to go back to our roots,
our
A lot
roots.
of our people were sharecroppers.
They were
A
sharecroppers.
lot of people were promised 40 acres and a mule. A lot of us were cultivators and growers, and we invented things like gin and bourbon. We invented the corn, fried corn, and so many things. The watermelon was our first crop. We had a lot of things that we had going on for us. Yams came from Africa. A lot of stuff came from Africa that we grew and taught them how to use. And so as we got into the Industrial Revolution, and everyone got into the factories and not a technical thing. We've gotten away from
We've
that.
gotten away from that, growing our
Mhm.
own, just something. I remember
Exactly.
growing up and my own mother having a garden, greens
Yes.
and cucumbers and
Exactly.
tomatoes. We don't do
Mhm.
that.
Not
I
all of
know.
us.
We've gotten away from
Not all
that.
of us.
And that's healthy eating too. So one of the things that we're going to do with this event is that the chef from WC3 is going to use ingredients from some of our local farmers. So we're going to have some good healthy food. And we need to promote that. We just literally came back from a conference, our NARAB National Conference in New Orleans. And that was one of the things that Master P said when he spoke. He said, I went from being the ice cream man to the healthy snacks man. And we do need to, get back
Yes.
into just myself, just eating more healthy, growing our and cultivating our own things. So USDA is a part of this event, and as well as NARAB, and there are 4 cities. Why do you ladies think that they chose our great city to be one of the 4 cities?
But first of all, we have so much land, right, Tanisha?
Yes,
We have so
torn
much
down some
land.
houses, and we have land, and we have grass. We have yards. A lot of
Mhm.
large municipalities don't even have yards. I mean, like our friends that come visit us from New York, they're amazed at how much land we have. And the only
Right.
thing we're doing is cutting the grass, and we don't even recycle the grass the way we could because that is gas.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of
Mhm.
things to offer here in Detroit. We've always been in the forefront of everything.
We
We
have.
started the middle class. So we started
We have.
fashion
We
trends,
did.
hair trends,
Yeah.
everything. So if anything is to be tested on a good, stable population, that would be here in Detroit.
It would
Yep.
be, but you know what they also do though? They also look down the Google Maps, okay? And look at the map of the land, right? And when you look down and you see how many parcels and how much land, we have more parcels than we have, more parcels of land than we have structures. Okay?
Detroit?
amazing.
Detroit, yes. I mean, it's just so much
Amazing.
land that's open and available to the point to where you could do whatever you want to do. You could build on it, but at the end of the day, like right now, construction cost is very high, right?
It is
With
materials.
construction cost,
Yeah.
yes, with that being high, what do you move to next? Let's develop this land into farmland,
Right. Right.
you know?
And that's
So,
amazing that you said that more land and structures, because you look at other places like how you said New York, even Atlanta, for instance, it's just so, every time you go there, you see building, building, building,
In the
building,
inner city.
building in the inner city. And that just speaks volumes to how much opportunity is available here.
yeah,
You
And
know,
some of our
Mhm.
neighborhoods, whole rows of houses have been torn down.
yes.
blocks.
I have a listing on Burlingame, and it is one of 3 houses left standing on the whole street. And
Right.
everything else is owned by the land bank. Everything.
Really.
Mhm.
See, there you go.
She was just
You
saying
have
that
to buy
before you
it.
got
You
here
have
as
to
well.
buy it. But you know, the thing is that a person could come through and buy that whole block up.
Yes.
But buying up that whole block, they have to get city approval.
Exactly.
And if you don't know that, okay, going forward, then you're gonna have the struggle of trying to, receive all that land at
Yeah.
once. But you can purchase all that land at
And
once.
we're consultants that can help with that.
And this event, we will have them at this event to discuss how you can be a part of purchasing some land and doing some development or farming. This event, like I was saying before you walked in, Tanisha, I had no idea that it was just that many black farmers.
Real deal, I believe that was the intent for this land in the beginning because Adam and Eve were gardeners.
Yes.
They were
Exactly,
It's
right,
to the Adam and
exactly.
Eve, right.
Yeah.
Just don't bite the apple.
Eve,
Or deal with the consequences.
Yes.
But yeah, we have land, and the land is fruitful, and it has
Yes,
been
it is.
ordained to be fruitful. Whatever you put on that land is going to prosper,
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
as long as you nurture it. Then you can harvest. So we have a lot of land, a lot of things to offer, and we're the consultants to put all of those pieces together.
So for the people who are watching and may not know, Greater Detroit Realtors Association, neighbor, what are these names and acronyms she's throwing out there? Which one of you past presidents would like to take the charge of explaining who NARAB is?
I will let Tanisha explain that. She is the last past president.
Well,
I
thank
came
you.
in before her.
I am so
Because I
honored.
get very passionate about it. I don't know, they might think I'm preaching over here by the time I get finished.
Well, I like the way you say that because it's a ministry.
Yes, it is.
Thank
It is
you.
definitely a ministry, and it's not necessarily about profitability, but we do focus on that as well. But
Absolutely.
NARAB was formed, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, back in 1947 as a result of all the Jim Crow laws that wouldn't let us practice. Not only as realtors, but lawyers and publishers are part of our MOU now because we partner with other people who have struggled to have the American dream.
Mhm.
And we know there are still disparages. So we have gone from long drama to now appraisals. We've had
Yeah.
appraisal bias, and we've talked about it so much that now we got a scholarship from a major bank so that we can get women and blacks into the appraisal game as well. Not game, but license. To do appraisal so that we're not suffering. So this organization has propelled us to do the things that everyone else has been doing all along. So we partner and we come up with programs, we support candidates, we do all the things that we can do to bring democracy in housing and to remind everyone that we are the premier real estate professional.
Premier.
Premier. So all of these other groups are fantastic, but they spun out from us, and we spun out from the Negro Business League. Martin Luther King was very instrumental, and the people who were doing things at that time with the Civil Rights Movement, they put these things in place, and it's our duty to carry the torch and pass it along. So I was honored to be president following Miranda. I was president 21 and 22, and it was easy for me to carry the torch and keep things going because it fits with my personal philosophy of helping people. So, you know, each one teach one, bring one up. That's what we do every day. We help people realize the American dream. We help entrepreneurs. We help lenders, title companies, banks, agents, brokers, everyone who's involved in the real estate transaction is a part of our community. And then those who are just passionate about it, they hang out with us too.
They do.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like our organization, as large as it is still like kind of like a secret.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Yes.
And so, how did you ladies even come to, well, we'll say Greater Detroit Realtors Association because that's our local chapter from NARAB. But how were you ladies even introduced to it?
So let me give my take on this, okay?
Okay.
So I met a young lady named Michelle Stewart out of Keller Williams, right? And she picked up a name for me, called me Mandy. She says, Mandy, I need you to come to this meeting with me. I said, what meeting? She had just got back from Jamaica for a real estate conference. She was fired up and ready to go, right?
Fired up. Those
She was
conferences
she
have
was
you.
the membership chairperson then at that time for Oakland County Real Estate Brokers. So I've been in the organization for 17 years now.
Wow.
Okay, so a very long time. And understanding when I first went to the first meeting, and they had this video showing, and the video was about how back in 1947, we as black people could not sell real estate. We could not buy real estate. I still see deeds today do not sell to a Negro on my commercial properties on the Avenue of Fashion, okay? On one of the largest African-American strips in the United States of black-owned businesses, those parcels and buildings says do not sell to a Negro. But when I was at that meeting and I saw that video, and I'm like, wow, we could not be a part of NAR. So out of the need to create the excellence of black real estate professionals, we created our own organization, NAREB, N-A-R-E-B. And so NAREB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, had the first president to come out of the city of Detroit. That was just phenomenal there too. So I was just super excited and super geared up.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I want you to be on the team. I joined immediately because I'm like, I want to be on the team because I can't believe that I have the opportunity today to be a part of something that's great who gave me the opportunity to be a real estate professional today, to be able to purchase a home today, to be able to invest in properties today. If it was not for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers being created back in 1947, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. Eventually, probably somewhere down the line, but guess what? It still would have been stagnated because my forefathers had not been able to do, I would not be able to do. Okay?
And now
so
look
it
at you
came
selling
trickle
real
down the
estate
line.
all up and down Livernois.
And everywhere.
And everywhere else. But I'm just saying, a place that literally stated, "Do not sell to a Negro."
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I seen
And now
those
look
deeds,
at you.
too.
I know that it's like nostalgia when
Yes.
you're closing those deals,
Yes,
baby.
we are sold to a Negro.
Sold. Look at me now. Yeah.
Exactly, right.
So,
exactly.
so you were fired up. You joined, and then you just
I
the
joined,
17 years later.
and I put the work in.
Yeah,
I worked.
talk about the
the
work.
organization. Listen, and this is a problem with a lot of our organizations. You know,
Okay.
you join an organization and you think that you don't have to put nothing in. An organization is just like a bank. You put an ATM card in there. If you don't have no money in there, you can't get nothing out.
You got the deposit.
You got to put a deposit in. Okay, you got to put a deposit in. And so I started depositing my self-work and putting the energy into the organization because I started believing into the organization after that very first meeting.
That one.
And so I became the membership co-chair up underneath Lachelle Stewart.
Okay.
When Lachelle Stewart became the president, I became the membership chair for years. They knew to ask me because they knew I wasn't afraid to talk to nobody. I would go and ask for that membership dues from everybody. This is before everything was kind of like, computer.
So with no cash out.
No Cash App, no Zelle, and all that stuff. I had to go pick up
You
the
was
check
picking
or
up
give me
the
some
checks.
cash.
Yeah.
I was driving, picking up checks or cash if they, And so, that gave me also the opportunity to get to know all of the black excellence out here in the real estate industry. So now I have a full Rolodex. They know who I am as a young realtist at that point. Because remind you, we could not be realtors, so NARAB called us realtists. That's how we got the name realtists.
Thank you for pointing that
Okay.
out. Yes.
Yeah, so I had to go and get all this money or whatever, but it also gave me the opportunity to get to know everybody. And even like when we do these networking events right now, I try to tell people, make sure you come because this is the excellence that you want to be in the room with.
Yes.
Because the excellence is going to help you excel in your real estate career by having those relationships. When you call me, I can put a face with the name and says, you know what? Yes, the deal goes to you.
Simple as that. Because you yourself are prominent in our real estate community and beyond. With your ties with the land bank, the fact that, you are a top real estate broker.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're moving and shaking and showing people how they can have a hold of a lot of these resources as well.
Yes.
So that says a lot. You are passionate. You're not just doing you. How some people,
Right.
they get theirs, they're just doing them. You're doing the organization, you're doing the work, and you're giving back, and that says a lot.
I'm a relationship networker too, so it's all
That's
about
true.
collaboration. I could get out here and
Social
network.
vocal.
I could get out here and network a room real fast.
Yeah, you can, and you do, and you do. So how did you find Wjzz?
I was invited by one of the past presidents.
Okay.
I was running for a position with a different board, and I came up short. And she saw my talent, and I was invited. And when I arrived into the room, I was impressed with the people in the room because these are the people who I would be calling previously to say, "Can I show you a listing?" So all of the top listing agents were there, all of the producers, all of the famous people in our industry who were really throwing down were in that room. And so I didn't know a bunch about the organization at first, but I knew that if these people were here, I needed to be there. And so I came to each and everything they had, and I found camaraderie there. I found that there were people in the room who understood my language, who understood my goals and understood why I did things and could show me and teach me. Like a sorority fraternity, they were open with techniques and with tips, and they frequently shared things and made opportunities available that you just didn't hear about in the real tour world.
Wow.
But in the realtist world, it's a different atmosphere.
It is.
And I really embrace that atmosphere and appreciate how they embrace me. So I joined this organization for the skills that I knew I would pick up from being there. And then as I put in the work, I built friendships. Because I didn't know Miranda before I got there. And I didn't know you before I got there. So I've been with the organization 8, maybe 9 years or so, and I have grown tremendously.
We all have.
I'm so proud to say that as of September, this is my 30th year as a licensed realtor consecutively.
Wow.
with no interruptions.
Congratulations. With no
That's
interruptions.
awesome.
No interruptions.
Congratulations.
That's a
It's been an
hand
up
clap.
and down market, and I've always been a realtor.
So you've seen the ups and downs
Always seen
and
the ups and downs
turnarounds.
and turnarounds and the trends
Uh-huh.
and the rebounds and the things that we learn from these different markets.
That's
I've been
right.
able to apply and then teach to other agents. So I'm a part of this organization because it supersized me.
That's right.
Yeah.
It supersized
Yes.
me.
I would
love
have to
give
agree.
back.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And to give back.
And to give back and to be amongst other people who walk and talk and think like I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But
what
you
I
ladies
appreciate.
make it look easy. Because some people think, you just riding around being cute, showing houses, selling houses. But no, you ladies, I have talked to each of you on different occasions where you're working on properties like, I'm in here painting, I'm doing this, but you look like you just make it look too easy. Let's talk
Well,
about
I'm
some of the work.
thankful because we don't do a lot of physical labor all the time.
No, not all the
we
time,
sand
but if
floors,
needed.
we paint,
Yes.
we hang blinds and curtains, and we do all of that when we have to.
Mhm.
But we also like hiring people. We give back to the community by hiring entrepreneurs like us.
Exactly.
And so we get a lot done. I was on a listing appointment this morning before I got here.
Yes, you were.
And so I work 365, 24/7 because I love what I do and it doesn't feel like
Exactly.
work.
Don't feel like
It's
work.
just
Does
what
not
I
feel like
do.
work.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm blessed. I'm thankful that God sends me his people so I can help them with their real estate
Exactly.
transactions. And I'm pleased and thankful. I keep giving him the glory. He keep giving me more clients.
Amen.
I'm on the phone walking in here negotiating on a
Yes.
deal. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, Miss, I'm gonna call you back as soon as I leave the podcast.
All right.
I got some new photos, ready to make a new video, ready to make a new reel. I love making those reels. And everybody say, oh, teach me how to do that. I learned it from NARAB. When we go to those conferences, we really
Yes.
not just partying.
We're not.
I sit in those classes and they teach us things
They do.
that we come back and forget other people don't know.
Yeah.
And start implementing
Exactly.
them.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
know.
And implement them, yes. And
Yes.
then you chart your progress.
So I want to say this. A lot of people don't understand and know that NARAB is the national organization because we're all over the United States, including in Hawaii.
Over
Hawaii.
100 chapters.
All over the United States. And when we get together, it's just a phenomenal time to see so much black excellence
Black
in the room, who's supporting one another, who's sharing information, who's helping you to excel in your business, whether it's in development, whether it's in commercial, whether it's in residential, whether it's in farming now, rather,
Right.
yes, because, we have a young lady who's talked about farming, said, you could have 6 acres, as long as you take a quarter of that, of one of those acres and put a house on it, you could still be approved for farmland, all the grants that's available.
Wow.
And
You
we
can
have
still build
connections
on
for
that,
manufactured homes.
So, it's just phenomenal when you go there and the networking opportunities that you have to meet people all over the United States. But not only that, if I know somebody in Vegas and I have a cousin or a friend in Vegas or whatever, I will call a realtors in Vegas and get a referral fee for referring that client to that person. Same as if it's somebody in Hawaii.
Okay.
I get a referral
Okay.
fee. So I'm still making money hand over foot.
Still making it.
Still making money.
I've sent
Yeah.
referrals to Memphis as well as Florida.
And we receive referrals a lot too.
Oh,
Yes,
definitely,
I know you
yes.
do.
Yes.
Because Detroit is a hot spot. Everybody is looking at us right now.
It's
Mhm.
still affordable
It's a lot
as
of
compared
development.
to the other cities in the United
Yes,
States.
it
you
is.
know.
Even though it's creeping up.
And we have predictable weather.
Yes.
You know, sure we get a little snow, but our summer and spring and fall is just gorgeous. We're really enjoying some beautiful weather.
Like
this
today.
year.
Yes, we
Oh,
are.
I'm so inspired.
It's 85 today.
Yes.
Right.
And beautiful.
Beautiful.
And the colors. I'm loving the colors and
Yes.
it's still nice
Yes.
outside.
Fall
It's-
colors,
I
yeah.
love Detroit. And so many of
Yes.
you all do too.
I know. If you can't make it in Detroit, you can't make it nowhere.
You can't make it.
Oh, we're special.
Yes,
We are. Like Miranda was talking about trends here in Detroit, and I was just talking to somebody. This was within the past week, where fashions came out of New York, right? But we would have a lot of stuff first.
Yes.
Same with the movie industry. That was out in
Music.
Hollywood, but they would be released here first. Growing up, my cousins down south, we would get all the stuff here first
Yes.
in Detroit.
Yeah.
So, we are a staple.
We were
On
one of the first cities to
multi-levels.
have more than one black radio station at a time.
Wow.
Because if you go to Chicago, back in the day,
Mhm.
they only had
Mhm.
one black station.
Yeah.
And we had 2 or 3 or 4 to choose from, AM and FM.
So Detroit has always had it going on,
Yes.
and we're still here. And now we have it going on with our Black Farmers Initiative. So we even have people from Ohio and Indiana,
Yep.
who have been invited to this event. So
That's
this
our
is huge. USDA, like that's huge.
Yeah, because it was only offered to 4 cities throughout the United States, and Detroit was one of them. So I'm sure that we will have others outside of our region. Our region is Ohio and Indiana. So I'm sure that we'll have others that's coming from other parts of the states, throughout the United States, who wants to come and join in, because we are the 4 of us are the pilots for the USDA and NARAB to see what this looks like and how it's going to actually turn out and work. And then they will move to the other cities. So, someone else coming from a different region, it would be very great for them to see the opportunity and
Yes.
how this event plays out. So it's going to be a phenomenal event, though. I know I've invited Wayne State University, the Department of Agriculture,
Yeah.
their students and their professors, because I know when I was at Wayne State, there was an opportunity for us to get extra credit, and by attending certain events like this.
Okay.
So I prompted that to the chair and director of the Wayne State Department of Agriculture, so that way he could push that out to his staff and the students, and he sent it out immediately.
Wow.
He says, I will be sending this out and making sure that, the Wayne State students are present. So we're looking forward to having Wayne State students there. We're looking forward to having Michigan State University students there from their agriculture department. We're looking forward to MDARD assisting us and helping us
Yes.
out on all the relationships of black farmers that they have. I have meetings all this week with black farmers organizations via Zoom. So if either of you ladies like to join in on that Zoom, that would be
Absolutely.
phenomenal. Because it's just so much information, and we need to know what their needs are. Because
Yes.
once again, like Tanisha stated, this is new to us about farming.
Yeah.
So in order for us to be able to give them the resources that they really, really need, we need to know what their needs are.
Yeah.
So that way we can know that we're doing what it is that they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know what the needs are in the real estate industry as
Right.
far
Sales
as
of
residential
homes.
sales.
Mhm.
So, but what we need to do, we need to just be more transparent with one another and know exactly what those needs are. So I'm looking forward to it, and if there's any black clergy out there, please feel free to join us.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is be a great opportunity for you to understand and know what to do with all that land that you have.
Yes.
Because I know that my brother-in-law, Mr. Algernon Bartell, he has, his church has a farm up north, okay? It's probably about an hour and a half away, or about an hour away. When I tell you, he has so much farmland that they have been up there cutting it and redeveloping it and trying to do some things with it or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to be inviting him to the
Yes.
event as well. So that way he could see what kind of resources that his church could be able to possibly
Yep.
have. Because there's grants out there, a lot of grants. The
Yep.
city of Detroit has been stepping in on making sure that some grants are available for black farmers.
But we are going to be the vessels and push that out there.
Yes.
'Cause-
Provide
Because
those
if you don't know,
resources.
you don't know.
Provide the
Right.
connections, provide the resources. I understand that they're gonna be helping them with You Snap Back, with WIC, and
Yes.
bridge cards if they qualify.
Yes.
The
Uh-huh.
farmers.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
either. Okay, so you just educated
Yes.
me
They're
on that.
providing them with a lot of different resources. And so we're looking forward to having them present so we can meet new people and have new resources to share. And we still have sponsorship opportunities and vendor tables available. Just give us a call. Either one of these ladies can help you get a vendor table
That's
so
right.
that you can market or assist or provide a resource to the black farmers.
Yes,
Absolutely.
indeed.
I like how you tied that right on back in.
Mhm.
We are
We
looking
are
for
still
sponsors.
working. Even though we're sitting here talking, we
Yep.
are still working. And
Absolutely.
We
Yeah,
do
on
still
a
have a
continuous
few
basis.
vendor
Mhm.
spaces available, and we're working on a star-studded afterglow. If you want to help with that, give us a call. Whenever we all come together, we have a great time. We network, we brainstorm, and we're definitely looking forward to entertaining all of our NARAB VIPs who are coming. Miss Courtney Johnson Rose, Ms.
Or Dr. of course. you
Julius
talked about.
Cartwright and C. Renee Wilson and many other VPs that are going up the ladder will be here. So this is a great time for you to come network with us and all of our higher-ups. We're looking forward to meeting with a lot of new people.
And I am as well. And I'm also looking forward to, I like that component that you put in there, Miranda, with getting these young people out here and getting them involved. Whether it's, extra credit for them or not, but just letting them see what resources are out here. Because so many young people think that it's not any resources out here.
You need to keep them encouraged.
Yes.
You need to keep them encouraged to know that,
Give 'em some
that's
options.
something that they really are interested in doing.
Mhm.
Then, keep them encouraged to know that there are resources out here
Yes.
to help them get to where they need to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I spoke with, I was on the phone on a Zoom yesterday with Madam E.D. from the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, as well as Miss Barker from MDART. And she's over so much with MDART. And do you know that she said that she did not grow up on a farm, but she had a passion for planting and farming. And so as she was a young child, she always researched it and stayed in tune with it. And, believe it or not, she actually ended up really turning her whole full life into nothing but urban farming and black farmers, and that's why she's so passionate about it. When I tell you, the lady is phenomenal.
Mhm.
And she's only, I think she said 32?
Oh, wow.
32. And so she's been involved in it, she says, pretty much all her life.
Mm-hmm.
And she's right here from Detroit.
Right
She's
here
from
the
Detroit.
D.
Yes, and she grew up here in Detroit, but she's like, families have a lot of land down in Georgia.
Okay.
But she said that her parents is like, nope, we don't want to have nothing to do with that down there. We coming up from out of Georgia, we going back up north or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But she says that she wants to go back and get some of her land.
Yes. So getting back to the roots, I love it. I'm really, like I said before, I'm really excited about this. This is a huge thing. So we want people to realize that this is not just, just another event, just something to come to. This is really huge. You want to find out the information about how to obtain this land and how to get access to resources, grants, and figure out what to do with the land. On top of that, this is the place you want to be. These are the ladies you want to speak to. And the people that we're bringing in, these are the people that you want to get connected to and network with.
And we will have attorneys on staff too at the event.
Okay.
Yes. To talk about the full legality of everything with the land and the farming,
Mhm.
et cetera. So,
Right.
we will have somebody who's actually experienced and knowledgeable, who knows the laws of, farming.
Yeah.
And
Because
we're
it's
going to also
levels to it.
provide some refreshments. And
Mhm.
we're going to provide a lot of information. It's going to be some information overload. So come on down and be prepared to be there.
Bring your pen and paper
Yeah, we're there from 10 to 2,
from 9:30 to 3.
from 9:30 to
9:30
3.
to
That's
3.
pretty much all
Yes.
That
day
is.
at Wayne County Community College Northwest Campus.
And then we'll
Yes.
be networking afterwards. So
Yes.
all day.
We're still working on that afterglow.
Yes.
Yes. So you ladies, let's talk about what drew you into real estate. Some people think that real estate is something easy that they can do. Oh, I'll just have a full-time job and I'll just work my real estate part-time, because you guys make it look so easy. People think that they can just do that. What prompted you guys to be in such a wonderful career space? This is not a hustle. This is a career space, and it's for life for you all.
I would say freedom.
Mhm.
Freedom. When I say freedom, freedom.
Mhm.
I worked at Ford Motor Company, okay? And it was never my goal to be there for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
It was never my goal to do 30 years. I did 10 and a half out, just enough to get a retirement package from them, okay?
All right.
And, it was just the opportunity to say, you know what, I can't do this forever. I was in school while I was at Ford, wasn't able to finish and complete those last few classes. I only had, 8 classes left to complete, okay? Could not get them finished off because, Ford started taking this turnaround style. But anyways, I don't want to go too deep into that. I just was like, I need to find something that's going to give me the freedom of the lifestyle to be able to be with my children if I need to be with them. because I knew working at Ford Motor Company, they would tell you, you can't have a family leave of absence. You took off because of your child. You get a few days off, or whatever the case may be. And the thing is that people don't understand, when you're a woman, you have children, you have to be able to be there for your children. They're not looking for dad to be there. They're looking for mom. So I had to be there for my children, and I wanted to go to their events and go see them do certain things or whatever. And being a real estate agent broker, it gives me the freedom of the lifestyle that I needed to be able to do that. Okay, so that's one thing that encouraged me to go ahead and get my real estate license while I was at Ford Motor Company, because I was all for hand surgery and for carpal tunnel. And so during that time, I went and got my real estate license. And so I did real estate for a year and a half before I took the buyout. As soon as they offered it, I had my hand raised up, say, that's me, I'm next, I'm going out of here. And I had to believe in God and step out on faith. And when I got involved into NARAB a year later, after having my license.
Oh, just a year later.
Yes, just a year later, after having my real estate license, I got involved. And when I tell you, NARAB elevated me. NARAB gave me the opportunity to see bigger opportunities in the real estate industry. Okay? NARAB pushed me and elevated me to the point to where it got me into development, It got me into leadership roles, okay? It got me into accepting opportunities on a national level. So those opportunities that I say that I received from NARAB is something that I don't see no other organization has given me that, nor I pay my dues to GMAR, NACBAR, whomever it is I pay my dues to. I don't receive anything.
Wow.
All I have to do with them is pay my dues to say I'm an active agent broker. Other than that, I get nothing from them. Where's my benefits? I could tell you what my benefits are from NARAB. And that has still kept me, in the grind mode and staying encouraged, because I see it. And I know if I'm not doing it, I see somebody else in the organization doing it on a local level or even on a national level. And I know that if they got the resources from out of NARAB, I could get those same resources just by being active and staying involved.
But let's go back to the Ford Motor Company. You said it was about, when you got into real estate, it was about the freedom. But how did you know that it would be real estate and not, say, insurance or, I don't know. How did the passion come from, on the line to real estate?
Well, when I was looking for my own home,
Okay.
I enjoyed the process of looking at houses. I enjoyed helping people, and seeing the excitement and the joys. Because I was actually going to school to be a doctor.
See?
Okay? I was going to school to be a doctor, and all that changed to communications. Because I realized doctors didn't know how to communicate. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be that doctor who don't know how to communicate.
Especially when they're getting bad news.
Yes, and communication is very important.
It is.
If you don't know how to communicate, sister, let me tell you, you are going to miss the opportunity of saving somebody's life.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that person has walked out of your office not knowing what is really going on.
Yeah.
And still doing the same things that they were doing before they came to your office. Okay? And so when my clients leave me as a real estate broker, I am responsible for them knowing what they did. If they don't know that they actually made a real purchase and know how they made that purchase, some of those steps and processes
To get there? Yeah.
And be happy, I like happy endings.
I like that you threw that in there. And be, not just make a purchase, but be happy and feel good about it.
What you did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Feel
like
good.
you feel so good about your purchase.
I do.
You know what I'm
I do.
saying?
Thank you,
Tanisha feel
Tanisha.
good about her purchase.
Yes.
And the thing is that you cannot feel good about something if nothing was good given it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about you, Tanisha? Why real estate? And a lot of people don't know this about you, but you have a military background. Looking at her, you wouldn't even suspect that. But why real estate for you?
To me, it was a natural fit. It was just a natural fit. Like Miranda, I had purchased a house, and it was a April to August transaction. So during that time, I learned a lot about the transaction.
That's a lot. That's a nice
there was
little
some
wow.
hurdles we had to overcome
Yeah.
and things, but we got through it, and I learned so much that afterwards, friends and family who were buying would ask me questions, and they would ask me to assist them, and I found myself going with them on showings and going with them to open houses, and I realized that I might as well just do this for a living because the schedule, again, would allow me to be a
Flexibility.
parent. So I could take my kids to school and pick them up and still go to parent-teacher conference and be a chaperone on the trips. And in the meantime, I'm passing my business cards out to these same parents and teachers who are doing business with me. And everyone in the neighborhood knew me because I was outside gardening all the time. So it was just a natural fit because my parents had property they bought and sold and rented out. My grandparents had property that they bought and sold and rented out. My great-grandmother had a house built from the ground up in Mackinac.
Wow.
So everybody was going down south for the summer. I'm going up north for the summer.
Okay.
But she had 5 apple trees. So that was a little mini orchard, right? And she had this circular driveway with hedges all around it. And the hedge let me know that those were planted there on purpose. So gardening kicked in, landscaping kicked in. And it was a toss-up between landscaping and real estate. But I knew that real estate would be all year long.
Okay.
And landscaping is seasonal.
Seasonal.
So I know a lot about gardening and landscaping. And yes,
Yes.
I do have a
She loves some
military
gardening.
background. But that's just because I was in ROTC.
Okay.
And, it's some discipline. And, with that discipline, that goes forth in any industry,
Anything.
it translates into success.
Even your personal life.
Yes.
Military
Yes.
experience translates to success. And I've traveled everywhere, not only in the Army, but as a flight attendant I've traveled. But I still love Detroit. And I can be anywhere. I choose to be here and to do what I do. I know it's my calling. So even after the kids were grown, I still stayed in the real estate because I invested so much in it already. And again, it's just a natural fit. I love helping people. I love houses. I love the architecture. I love the history.
Especially
of
here
it.
Yes.
in Detroit, we have some
Yes.
amazing.
Like
You can go on a
joy
block
box
and
houses.
every house is like different, and it has character
And rich
that
materials.
Yes.
jumps out at you.
Yes.
You know.
So we have some beautiful houses, and being a real estate agent allowed me to go in and out of these houses to be able to see how
Yeah.
gorgeous they were.
Yeah.
And learn
Yeah.
about it and read about it. And so I can tell you a lot of history about the architecture and the upbuilding of Detroit. So it's just a natural fit for me to be a
Yes.
realtor and realtors. And so, with the gumption and everything I learned, all the resources and time management is how I was able to do the other customer service thing I love, being a title representative. So me and my daughter started the title company 2 years ago. And because I've been putting on events forever, from in my backyard going up to at Keller Williams, at Real Estate One, I was putting on events. And so now my brother was putting on events. We got together and we collaborated on the event space.
Okay.
And so that's doing well, and we're in our 2nd year. So
Congrats.
I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
And I love to deal and mingle with other entrepreneurs, and I love houses. I would love to build a subdivision or two, do some development.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. We got
Yes.
a
See
lot
how
of
ideas are born
resources.
right here?
And
That's
that
right.
sparks collaboration
Yes.
and joint ventures. And then we'd be sitting there having a cocktail talking about, look what we done did now.
I know.
So I'm glad you said that. Let's talk real quick about time management and money. And where am I going with this? Let's talk, before we get to the time management, let's talk about the money. Talk about the money and the discipline and how you have to, you can't just say, okay, I did a couple of showings, okay, real estate ain't for me. It just, talk about that discipline and getting that bag, ladies.
Well, the budget is really important. The budget is not just for poor people. The budget is just a GPS for where your money is supposed to go. Even if the money is going for fun, and you can allocate how much fun you want to have with it, and you feel better about it once you know you've covered some basics, right? So we take classes. There are ever-going classes on how to manage money. And so when we do that, it tells us that you don't have to have $1 per hour or a salary thingy in effort to survive. If you get 5 closing 1 month and then 1 closing the next month, you have to know how to allocate. You have to know the difference between what you need versus what you want. You have to know what you should invest in now or what you should not invest in at this moment, is whether it's important or not. So having the discipline and the mindset to be financially focused
Ditto.
and conscious.
I like that, financially
Yes, you have to be
focused.
conscious of what's in your
Yes.
account when you swipe that card. So I've sat in on many classes that they provide us for tax prep, what to know, what to write off.
Okay.
and what to spend from your business account versus your personal account.
Mm-hmm.
That is a major
That's
difference.
important.
Yes, and to be disciplined not to touch the EMDs over there in the escrow. You gotta know that's not yours.
I
Right.
know, right?
Yeah, so we have to
Don't be
know how
playing
to
with the
manage that money.
EMD.
I'm juggling like 7 accounts on
Okay.
a regular, and I
Yeah.
log in and look at them almost every day.
You have to.
You have
Uh-huh.
to. So when you manage money, you're disciplined, and you can not just survive but thrive. And many people who are raised up in a house that's dollar per hour don't understand the value of the word that has become bad now, commission. And we just call it a fee.
Ooh.
We just call it a fee.
Yeah.
Whatever my consulting fee is or marketing fee is, that's what propels what I do every day. And because I'm doing it as a vessel from God, He's going to make sure I do it well.
That's right.
Yes, exactly.
So what about you, Miranda?
Well, I look at the fact that, in this business, you have to definitely learn how to budget.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know when to spend, when not to spend. You need to know when to sit back and sit down, and when you can't get up, because at the end of the day, when we're working off of our consulting fee, commission, whatever you want to call it these days, because things change August 17th, right?
Right.
For us, but, you have to look at the fact that, like Tanisha said, you may have five deals to close this month, maybe nothing next month or nothing the following month.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may have 10 the following month, but you still don't go out and spend that 10.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure that you budget it the right way, so that way, because what we do, we work just like if it's seasonal.
Right.
Our job is seasonal. And not seasonal saying that we only work in certain times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We work all year round, but the commission checks, if the deal don't close, you don't get paid. So which means that you have to wait to get paid before you can count that into your budget.
That's
Right.
right.
So I may have my whole pipeline full of listings. I may have like 20 listings out here. But does it mean that I'm going to get a buyer for all 20? No.
Right.
Because half of them might be commercial, and commercial moves very slow.
Okay.
Okay? Commercial takes its time, all right? It's like whoever has an interest in commercial at that time, that's when that commercial moves off the market. But a person has to understand is that, you have to really budget, learn to budget, and make sure that you only spend what you need to spend on a monthly basis, and every now and then you splurge when you see that, okay, I have this amount in that account right now. Oh yeah, and don't mess with them EMDs, but I have this amount right
Right.
now, okay,
Mhm.
in the account, and this is what is needed. So I'm different from Tanisha. Tanisha, she holds her EMD at her title company. I'm going to send mine to the title company.
Right.
You will never see me touching no EMD,
Mhm.
okay? Because it goes directly to the title company. I let them hold it in escrow, because not only the good thing about it is that it allows it releases me from the responsibility of the EMD,
Mm-hmm.
and it releases me from the auditing.
Right.
I can't get audited if I don't have the EMDs. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of real estate offices and title companies, they will get audited, making sure that EMD came in within that time frame that contract says that EMD should came in.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got 20, 40, 48 hours, unless the agent put anything different on the contract. But everything has to align up. So I send out EMDs directly to the title company. Let
Yep.
that be on them. But once again, it's about budgeting when you're a real estate agent, broker, because we get paid, off balance. It's pretty much about off balance. 1 month may be a $50,000 month. Next month might be a $10,000.
Right.
The next month might be nothing. So you just
Absolutely.
have to learn how to budget it and put it into perspective.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do have to let you ladies give a shout out to yourselves. Let's start with you, Miranda. How can people contact you?
Well, anyone who wants to reach out to me and contact me regarding Four Seasons Consulting, and we could talk about Four Seasons Consulting, we could talk about Four Seasons Realty, we could talk about Four Seasons Development, or we could talk about my real estate agent broker experience and what it is that I could do to how I could help and assist you on being a homeowner or selling your home or residential, commercial, or land development. Please feel free to contact me at 313-215-5686. Once again, that's 313-215-5686. or you can inbox me on Facebook or Instagram on Miranda Mara Bartell. Once again, that is Miranda Mara Bartell, and it'll be a little bit easier for you if you can remember that name opposed to trying to figure out what my phone number is later. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandy.
Yes.
All right, Mandy.
I know, right, Mandy?
And how can our audience contact you?
My cell phone is 313-433-0544. I'm the broker for Cosmopolitan Real Estate. I can help you with any real estate transaction, and I can help you with the closing or title transfer at Essence Title. If you need event space, or if you just need to chat about your opportunities in real estate and think about where you might want to go in real estate, give me a call, we'll set an appointment, and I can help you out. I also want to say that I have 2 properties available for lease, and I'm going to be showing them next week. You can check out my Facebook page for some of those videos, or my YouTube channel. My name is spelled TENNITIAWILSON, Facebook, Instagram. I'm there for you. Inbox me or call me, text me. I do respond.
Well, you heard it here direct
Yes.
from 2 powerhouse ladies from the city of Detroit, past presidents for Greater Detroit Realtors Association. We are so thankful that you tuned in today to Beauty in the D on WJZZ Cool TV, and we are looking forward to seeing all of you at our event next month, October 5th, at Wayne County Community College, the Northwest Campus on West Outer Drive. And once again, thank you for tuning in and have a blessed